So the Cape Cod Commercial Fishermen's Alliance was started back in 1991 by local fishermen who were concerned that the rules being made that control fishing weren't taking into account the needs of the coastal communities that you find on the Cape. We're heavily dependent on our fisheries for year-round economy. So we rapidly got engaged in advocacy and regulatory work. That was through the 90s and the early 2000s. We realized that our organization had other roles that the community needed that we could play. So we got into economic development through the use of fishing permits and quota to make it available to people in the community as the generations turned over. Having the next generation have access to the natural resources off our coast was incredibly important. So we pioneered a permit bank program. We also take a lot of pride in a program that started during COVID, right? It was our natural reaction to do something. Everybody wanted to do something. And we were given a really nice opportunity to develop a program that kept fishermen fishing at a time when there were no markets for their product, provided we could find a way to help feed people who were in need. And so we launched in 2001 a program called Small Boats, Big Taste. And we were able to work exclusively with Massachusetts and Cape-based fishermen, processors in Massachusetts, and ultimately a soup kitchen in Massachusetts to build the Small Boats, Big Taste program. And we're really proud of that. We now distribute 3 different products to all the food pantries through the Boston Food Bank. All the food pantries in Massachusetts, every county gets access to the products that we produce. It's all locally sourced, locally produced, and locally distributed. When we got the call and were told that the Seaside Le Mans and the Davenport Foundation had selected the Fishermen's Alliance as a recipient of this year's award, or one of the recipients, we immediately realized that we were going to be able to use those funds to provide access to the products that we produce to some of the smaller, less seen and more silent pockets of individuals in our coastal communities. Things like veterans, the immigrant population, people that really are food insecure. Through the program that we were able to use those funds to provide access and distribute the products to a broader range of the population. And through COVID, food insecurity was a really big issue. And one of the things I'm proud of is that our state has taken a strong position and made sure that food is available to kids in school, breakfast and lunch every day, even during the summers. And through our exposure to that, we've realized how many families really are food insecure. So we saw a natural opportunity working with other partners in the community to find a way to get our product line at an affordable rate into the schools. Seafood and the products we produce are like a complete meal in a bowl, and they're locally sourced, and it's a good source of protein. The ocean's an ever-changing environment. Over the past decade, we've really seen a change in water temperature and what species are available in our waters. And the role the Alliance is playing in that is trying to get the regulatory bodies to act faster and recognize these changes and change the rules so that fishermen that are catching species that are not necessarily traditional, but from the south, fishermen have been encountering them for a while, finding a way so that they can land those fish and provide a product. We are here at the Chatham Fish Pier, and right behind me I think you can see the observation deck was just rebuilt over the course of a couple of years. And I do think that, I know this is the #1 tourist spot here in Chatham. I think they do hundreds of thousands of visitors per year. And educating the public and bringing the commercial fisheries right up front and close to them so they can have that experience is really important. It's a role that the Alliance plays as a nonprofit. We invite the public into our offices and stage different experiences for them with local chefs and local fishermen. A day in the life of a fisherman is presented, and we use that opportunity to keep our public highly educated and understanding the challenges of the fishing industry, but also the benefits that the industry provides to the economy. One of the things that people remark when I do come down to the pier to talk with them up on the observation deck is the wonderment at which there's actually food being produced right here on Cape Cod. It's not clams in a can. It's not, you know, a fillet on a plate. They actually get to see the beginning stages of that product. Yeah, so I think what a lot of people find interesting is how vital the commercial fisheries are to our community, to our counties. They provide really good year-round jobs, so there's the economics that they bring to bear. There's the tradition, right? The iconic tradition of the commercial fisheries. Cape Cod has always been associated with fisheries, both recreational and commercial. And I feel a real sense of obligation through running the Fishermen's Alliance to bridge those gaps and those misunderstandings and to bring the voices of the independent fishermen, right? These are all independent businesses. They're competitors on the water, but they don't have the time to engage in the process that ultimately determines their outcome and their fate. And so we spend a lot of time poring over science. We've spent a lot of time educating the State House and Congress on the needs and the challenges we have. And just as importantly, we try to bring all of the ideas that fishermen have through their direct observations, bring those observations to bear and formulate them into a proposal. Additionally, we seek out economic opportunities through grants and funding to bring or breathe life into those proposals.
This is not an easy business, right? So,
no.
And we've seen generationally families here on the Cape and Chatham and beyond. What is it that's driving everybody to keep going with all the challenges they face?
Despite all the challenges, all the uncertainty, all the risks, and the thin margins, it's the freedom, I think. The freedom to be your own boss, the freedom to make your own decisions, and the freedom to succeed or fail based on your own efforts. And I think that's what's changed a little bit, to be honest with you, Matt, is that despite all of your best intentions and all of your efforts, things may be tilted or slanted against you. And what we try to do is level that playing field so that there's an equal chance for people in the small scale, like on the Cape, against some of the bigger, larger corporations. We want to level that playing field and make sure if there's a need for conservation, it's shared equally across all the communities in New England and not just specifically on the smaller inshore fishermen.
We're coming up on race day. We're so excited to have you guys.
Yeah.
And we'll see you very soon in race day, and we'll continue to support the fishermen across Cape Cod.
Well, I really do appreciate the opportunity to participate in the Seaside Le Mans. I'm really looking forward to participating on the 7th. One complaint I have is that I don't fit in these cars, so I couldn't be a driver.
I understand what it's like. Man. You get wedged in there, you can't get out of it, right?
Yeah.
But we're going to have a great time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We'll see everybody on the 7th.
Thank you. Thumbs up.